Let me show you what is my strategy. This is how I select my entry, stop loss, trail my stop loss, and exit my trades. Okay, so let's see. You can pause the video and set up your chart by following this guide. I use volume candles. I apply 12 period triangular moving average on closing price of the stock. I use pivot points, Fibonacci, MACD default. I add a momentum indicator with default values. Then I apply a 20 period triangular moving average on the momentum indicator. This might be some new for some of you guys. You can add another indicator over an indicator. So once you have added the momentum indicator on your chart, you apply a 20 period triangular moving average on the momentum indicator. Now first let's see an example, and then I will guide you step by step what are the steps that you need to look for. Okay, so here is an example of Titan. Um, this is the chart of 15th February 2019. Okay, so this is the setup. As you see, this is the black line, which is 12 period triangular moving average. This is the default value of MACD, and this is the momentum indicator, and the green line that you see is the 20 period triangular moving average which I applied on the momentum indicator. Okay, so the strategy is simple. We are looking for price which are reacting to pivot lines or the triangular moving average. Okay, so once any of this incident or either of this crossover happens, we're ready and we're watching the stock, and once the confirmation is given to us, we'll enter the stock. Okay, so let's see what happened in Titan. Okay, here momentum indicator crossed over around a little around 10:20, let's say. Okay, and just after that MACD crossed over also. So this both indicators are saying that Titan might be ready to reverse its downfall for the day. Okay, it might be bullish from now on. It might be. Okay, since remember what I told you, it's all about probability. We can we have to judge the chart, apply the indicators, and study the chart in such a way that we can find the higher probability trade. Okay, so we have two signals here indicating that the price might go around, the stock might turn and it may go bullish. Okay, and what happens a few minutes after? This is 5 minutes chart, so after this 1 2 3 4 5, at least 20-30 minutes later, the price crosses over 12 period triangular moving average. But as soon as this crosses over the triangular moving average, we have three confirmation that price is going to go up from here, but right above it we have a resistance line, right? Pivot, we have a pivot line which can act as a resistance. So we will wait for the crossover to happen, and as soon as this candle closes above the pivot line, we'll wait for one more confirmation because of how pivot acts. Like look back here at around 10 o'clock. Okay, price tried to go up but it got rejected at the pivot line. Same thing could happen here, we don't know. Okay, you see it here because the chart has already formed, but in live market you don't know what is going to happen. So you need to wait for a confirmation and you go long here, you buy here. Okay, and then you your stop loss will either be the low of this candle, sorry, a bit lower than the pivot line, or it will be 12 period triangular moving average. This moving average will act as your stop loss and trailing stop loss. Okay, so once you have entered here, once this is done, you have entered and you will write the position, and here once the price closes below the triangular moving average, you can exit your position or you can wait for it to close below the pivot line, but I have selected here to exit because the price was rejected. If you look at the left hand side, this was the high of the day, right? The price got rejected around this area, so that gave me a little hint that maybe today it might not go above this price area. For people who are more uh, ready to wait for longer, they can wait for the price to break this support area and close below to exit. Thereby you are taking a slightly higher risk staying in the market, but if you do that, maybe you can stay up to here and book higher profit. So there is always some something you are risking to gain something, right? So for conservative traders who like to take home the profit, you know, like for me it is fine completely. You enter at like 1025 or something, and you are exiting at almost 10 rupees profit. So almost, yeah, it is like you can exit here, around here. When you see this red candle, it got rejected here, you can exit here. Okay, no need to wait for it to close below triangular moving average. You can book your profit here. It's all about, and you know, if you're happy with the profit, always book the profit and take it home, because you're bringing in money. Okay, so let's see a sell trade. Okay, um price went up, then what happened? Price got rejected and it was above the pivot line. So if this candle is formed, you can enter here for sell, and this candle also uh, closes below the 12 period triangular moving average. So after this candle, this is the confirmation candle that it is staying below the pivot line, and you can enter here for sell, and once this pivot line is respected, you can exit the sell position. This trade is also confirmed by MACD and momentum indicator when once they cross over. So all of these indicators are suggesting to sell, so you can gain another 8 to 10 points. For experienced trader, what you see, price went up and here there is a bearish engulfing at the top of the price level, right? This engulfing is confirmed as soon as the price starts to go below the 12 period triangular moving average. So you can enter here. Okay, you can enter here with stop loss above the pivot line. Because of this particular incident, here is a bearish engulfing. It doesn't always happen. Like back here when the price started to reverse, it was not a bearish engulfing. So this is a small bonus which you can gain this kind of with experience, right? With experience you will your brain will learn to read this information, like this is, oh, this is a bearish engulfing, this is a bearish signal, and as soon as the price drops below the pivot line, you and the 12 period triangular moving average, you can enter the trade. It's There's not much different, guys. If you're entering here, it's not a big deal. It's like 3-4 rupees difference, but that is the edge which you will gain after some experience, right? Okay, now let's see the steps which you need to consider while applying this strategy. So what is the objective of applying this strategy? We are looking for consistent profit. One of the benefits of using this strategy is, like, as soon as the price crosses above or below the 12 period triangular moving average, it will stay there for at least 15 to 20 or 30 minutes, sometimes even more, before reversing back. So after you trade using this strategy for a while, you will learn to recognize when the price is not going to go in your direction, and you can exit with a small amount of profit before the position turns into a loss. Okay, another benefit of this strategy is low but legitimate stop losses. Okay, what happens, one of the big mistake of our retailers is, what we do is we put bad stop loss, and our stop loss gets hit, and then the stock moves towards the direction where we initially wanted the stock to move, and a lot of people face this same problem. You enter a trade you stay in the trade, your stop loss gets triggered, and then the stock moves in the direction where you wanted it to move to begin with, right? So this, following this rule of using 12 period triangular moving average as your stop loss and trailing stop loss, you will have a lower stop loss which is legitimate, and it won't get trigger if you reading the chart right. Okay, another objective of this strategy is it will remove the fear that we have, which I talked about earlier, the fear to enter a trade, the fear to of having to, bigger stop losses getting triggered. Okay, it will slowly but surely, it will remove the fear. Once you start implementing this strategy, I can guarantee you that you will have more confidence. Okay, no need to immediately go and trade using this strategy. Do back testing, do paper trades. Once you believe what this is doing, only then you can take the trade. Okay, that's how you're going to remove your fear of trading. So few of the things to consider here: do not rush into a trade, especially during the first 15 to 30 minutes, because momentum indicator does not cross over. Crossovers are not seen like in the Titan chart. The first trade which I showed you was long trade and not the short trade which initially began as soon as the market started. So the long trade was around at like 11 a.m. So it was after like 2 hours of market opening. So I hope you understand why I'm trying to tell you, not do not rush into the market. Let the market develop, let the story become more clearer to you, so that once you read the chart, you can understand what is happening on that particular stock. Look for clear signals, prioritizing price crossovers on 12 period triangular moving average. Okay, so our main indicator here is the moving average, triangular 12 period, but only crossover is not the confirmation of a clear trade. Okay, you have to look for other things like pivot lines, how the price is acting on pivot lines.